Hey guys, Silent Oblivion 903 here. I don't normally do these because this is meant to be a gaming channel, but after the result last night, I felt like I had to give my reaction. So last night was WrestleMania 30. Well, what is there to say? Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, 21-1. That is something I expected never to see and never have to say, but it is done. Some of you that haven't seen it yet, Brock Lesnar did end the streak. He beat The Undertaker, 1, 2, 3. Not much can be said except, like me, there's millions of people around the world that are in absolute shock at this. And no one expected it to happen. Obviously, there's a lot of people that said, oh, Brock's going to win, but until the 3 count was made, I don't think anyone truly believed it deep down. As always, Undertaker wins. That is why he is at 21-0. Obviously, until a few hours ago, now it's 21-1. But I never watched it live. I don't normally watch them. Being in the UK, it obviously starts more around 1 a.m. here, which when you've got work the next day, it's not an ideal time to be up watching. But I usually do wake up in the middle of the night, just the way I sleep. But I woke up probably about 10 to 6 this morning, and obviously the first thought that went through my head was, oh, WrestleMania is over. Go on Wikipedia, I'll get the results. Obviously see who won. I was quite curious to see whether Daniel Bryan won the WWE Championship. That was the whole reason I actually went on to Wikipedia. I knew The Undertaker was going to win. There was no question about that. It was basically, did Daniel Bryan get screwed, or did he finally get what he deserved and win the title? So I went on to Wikipedia in my sleepy state. Could barely see the screen hours because I was just in a daze of just sort of being half asleep. And I saw the word on Wikipedia, Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker, and I literally was wide awake. I've just been put in a state of shock. I literally just, that was it, eyes open. What on earth have I just read? And then, obviously being on Wikipedia, it doesn't necessarily have to be real. I could have went on and said that The Undertaker beat Brock Lesnar. It would have changed on Wikipedia. So obviously first thing I did, go on Facebook, and all over Facebook, 21-1, Brock Lesnar did defeat The Undertaker. What on earth is going on? So obviously Daniel Bryan did win the championship. Unfortunately, slightly overshadowed because you would have expected everyone to be Daniel Bryan got what he deserved. He finally got it after being screwed over for years and years with the WWE. He has finally made it. Main event WrestleMania, won the main event of WrestleMania, won the title, but everyone's talking about this. So it is pretty unfortunate, to tell you the truth, because Daniel Bryan did deserve to win, which like I said he did, but no one cares about that as much as what they care about Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Now, like I said, I didn't watch the pay-per-view live, but I have seen the footage now, so I basically saw the match and what happened. And there's a lot of controversy on it. People were sort of saying, did The Undertaker, was he meant to win? Did he call it mid-match and say, I'm going to lose that, I'm done in, I've had enough? It's a possibility. I'm not going to lie, it is a possibility. It did seem a bit delayed, people didn't expect it to happen. Obviously, if it was meant to happen, the 21-1 would have went across straight away on the screens like you normally do with the 20-0, 21-0, etc. But it just seemed all a bit delayed, almost like the screw job, a bit like the Montreal screw job, where no one expected it except obviously the people that did it, i.e. Vince McMahon. But actually, it is what it is. Maybe The Undertaker said, well, I can't go. He looked really worn out. He could barely go through the match. Obviously, he is going to keep on going. It's obviously what he does. It's what he's done for 20 odd years. But maybe he just thought, if I win this match, then obviously 2015, there is going to be the new streak storyline. And maybe he just didn't want it. Maybe that was it. He's had enough, really. Do you blame him? He is 49 years old. He has been in the WWE since 1990, I believe it may have been. He's probably the guy who has lasted the longest out of anyone. Obviously, you've got all your people. You've got Hulk Hogan, obviously he was in there before Undertaker, but he's been and gone. Bret Hart started wrestling a few years before Undertaker, I believe. Obviously in different promotions before the WWE, but he was in the WWE in the mid-80s. But he's been gone 16 years now, I believe it is. 16 and a half years. Undertaker's been there throughout, hasn't stopped. Who else? The Rock, he's been and gone. Shawn Michaels, he's been and gone. Triple H, obviously still there, but he's not wrestling full time. He's a bit more like Undertaker now, just part-time sort of appearances. But the Undertaker, since 1990, has been there continuously. So obviously, yeah, he's had enough. He's been wrestling, I believe it was 1984 his debut, so he is 30 years of his life. I'm only 23, so I think the whole time I've been alive, the Undertaker has been wrestling and more. He's been in the WWE since I was born, which is pretty. Well, it's a long time, really. You think obviously everything we go through in our lives, and he's been there. So yeah, he is worn out. So do I blame him? No. Would I have liked him to retire with the streak intact? Yeah, of course I would. 22 and 0, 20 and 0. Actually, 20 and 0 would have been ideal. The end of the Eva match, the Hell in a Cell, I do think that would have been the best time to end it. Obviously, you've got Shawn, Triple H, and Undertaker. Perfect scenario. Shawn obviously called the match. It was all built up at the end of the Eva. That should have been a 20 and 0 done deal. But obviously, came back, had the CM Punk match. I wish it would have just ended where it was at the end of the Eva, but I suppose this is now the true end of the Eva. So, in my opinion, what does that leave The Undertaker with now? What's going to happen next? I do think the right thing to do would just be to retire. Obviously, the whole reason he ever shows up in the WWE is mainly for the streak. They sort of come after Royal Rumble. That storyline begins in anticipation for Mania. So, who's going to break the streak now? Well, no one's going to break the streak because it's already been broken by Brock. So is that now basically he should just retire tonight and that be that? Or should he continue, or does he just do what he does until that's it, if he chooses not to retire now? It's a tough decision of what people would want to see. Obviously it would make sense to retire now, but there's been rumours circulating for years regarding Sting. As we all know, the icon, probably the most famous and major wrestler in the world, never to compete in WWE. So there's been rumours circulating for years he was going to face Undertaker at WrestleMania. It seems a bit more real now, being that he's sort of hinted, he's pretty much as good as said without actually confirming it. He has signed with WWE. Until he shows up in the arena, we can't say for sure. But it appears like he's hinted that he wants one more match. He'll come to WWE, one more match against Undertaker at Mania, and then that'll be that. But okay, that's going to happen next year theoretically. WrestleMania 31, Undertaker versus Sting. Do you honestly care? Because I've got to say right now, I don't. I would have liked it to be 22 and 0, WrestleMania 31, Sting, one more match. Can Sting be the one to end the streak? Now, he could have, obviously the biggest star not to be in WWE, he comes, one more match, and he finally ends it. Sort of like the saviour of the WWE, really, ends the reign of darkness. Obviously, the reign has been going on all these years because Sting hasn't been there. Now he finally comes and puts an end to it, or does Taker put him out of his misery and retire him, and also would have been a good time to retire himself. Basically, the last person possible to end the streak couldn't. Obviously, you've got people like John Cena, but Sting would have been a pretty big name to do it. So that would have been good, but now that it's 21 and 1, why does Sting want to come to WWE to face Undertaker at WrestleMania 31? Well, because my answer would have been to end the streak, which he can't do. So, does he have a reason to? Would it have the hype? Would we as fans be as bothered about it? I don't think we would be. I think, obviously, I'd love to see it. It's one of those history in the making, something that a lot of us, especially kids and teenagers from the 90s, have wanted to see since we obviously had WCW and WWF. obviously now WWE. But without the streak, I don't think it'd have the purpose that it would be intended to have. So who knows really? Who knows what's going to happen? But I've got to say, I actually woke up a few hours later after I found out the result, still in a sort of slight state of shock and actually pretty pissed off. It's obviously something you just got to come to terms with. Probably one of the biggest things that actually happened in wrestling in years now. And there's been people on my Facebook who I didn't even know like wrestling who can't stop talking about 21-1. So, right, I don't really know what else I can say on the matter. It's been playing around my mind all day. It's just sort of, you got people saying they're not going, that's it, not going to watch WWE anymore. But guaranteed, we are all going to be checking tonight to see what is happening, what is the score. Obviously, we all know what's happening with Undertaker. It's a shame it's kind of stole Daniel Bryan's WrestleMania moment. Massive achievement by him, the 30th year, won the main event, but like I said, no one's that fussed. Not as fussed as we are about the Undertaker. Basically, we'll just see what happens. But like I said, I didn't really intend on doing these videos because this is meant to be a gaming channel, but wrestling is a part of my life, especially as I've watched it since I was 8 years old, so I sort of felt like, probably like a lot of other people going to be doing, that I had to just get it out there really. I had to put it on video, just get my thoughts out there. If you've got any questions, please ask. If you've got a sort of opinion or you want to maybe expand on anything that I've mentioned so far, please feel free. More than happy to talk about it to anyone. Obviously, if you're going to sort of get negative, I'm sure there's other places you can do that. Try and keep this video positive. We're all here for the same purpose. We're all obviously doing this because we have a passion for wrestling, a passion for WWE, and everything that goes with it, the Undertaker, the streak, and everything else. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that really. Like I said, hope you enjoyed my opinion. If you've got anything you want to add or anything you want to discuss further, please feel free. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you soon. And let's see what Raw brings us tonight. Right, see you later, folks.